Okay, the first thing to do is to install iSCSI support server services, which I already installed, and I will show it here. It's a feature which I installed on this server. Okay, here it is. Now, after you install this, you will be able through File Services Console and iSCSI Virtual Disk create two virtual disks. One is for virtual machines, and the other is quorum disk, which, as you can see, is at least 500 megabytes, and the real disk can be as much as you like. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to connect those devices, those disks, to nodes. So as you can see here, on this node I have connected, it's a VPC disk. Quorum disk is connected to another node, which does not matter in this case. What I need is iSCSI initiator, which has been used to enter target, which is of course IP address to the name of the iSCSI server 10.10.0.50. Refresh and then connect to both disks, and of course then select targets to which we have to connect. This has to be done on the second node also. So that's the first prerequisite. Next thing is of course to start Failover Cluster Manager console, which I already did. And create new failover cluster. As you can see, I already have created a cluster with two nodes. Both nodes are up and alive. Node 1 contains our highly available virtual machine, which is called failover test, and this is node 2. As you can see, storage here, two disks created on the storage server, and networks. One thing is here, when I start validate cluster, there will be one or two errors regarding IP addresses and the lack of heartbeat network, and that's because on these two servers I do have enough network cards, but two of them are not recognized and cannot install drivers for now. It's a developer preview, so it is understandable. So after creating nodes and validating cluster and creating virtual cluster, virtual IP address, I can create virtual machine, or better say, I can configure a new role, which will be of course a virtual machine role. I will select virtual machine role again, but there will be no I suspect there will be no virtual machines that I can make available, highly available. Bear in mind that this virtual machine, which is highly available, must all its files must be on a cluster shared disk, so they cannot be on some other disk. They have to be on a cluster shared disk, as they are here. Okay, just a second. Here these are its disks, so it can be failover. Okay, so I have now two more virtual machines which I can make available. This is for some other tests. This is for replica test. Later on I will show that too. So it's here. What can I do? I can of course move live or quick migration and select node to node 2 or node 1. It is important to remember to attach iSCSI disks to both nodes before you start cluster validation test, or else it will fail. Also, one more word of advice: if two of your nodes have different processors, then one important thing that you have to do on a virtual machine is to start settings and then select processor compatibility and select this check mark, so it can be migrated between different processor architectures. This can be of course done when the machine is in a shutdown state. Later on we will see how to do failover test, and we will see how to use a new feature replica from node 1 to node 2 and back.